What is up, guys? This is Pinzo back with another episode of Predcast for you tonight. Today we have episode 66 coming into the Predcast, and we actually have some spicy guests. This one actually caught me off guard. We had a big moment in the chat before you guys got here, but we are here on Predcast. I don't know exactly what do we have. Predreport. We had a patch. We have a couple things, at least one thing that I know of from Ace to talk about. We've got some stuff going on today. I'm here for it. I'm ready.
There's spies. There's spies.
Very ready.
I'm excited. Also shocked that what the hell you were just talking about. Whoever showed up, we'll introduce him here in a second. I'm sure y'all recognize maybe a face sticking right around here in the corner. But before we get to that person, let's go through our newest guest. We're going to do Celestial. We're going to do Mangoose, Pinzo, F6, Bearded, then myself. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you got going on.
I got you. So yeah, I'm Celestial Sunny. I'm basically a super small time Twitch streamer, an aspiring one. Started 3 months ago on Twitch. And yeah, did some YouTube stuff before that on Smite content along with one of my homies. And then before that, Paragon a little bit. But yeah, basically started recently for fun and to stay connected with my guys, and kind of liked it. But more so, I'm a community builder in a sense of trying to get people together that are from my area. I'm originally from Balkan area, which is the southeastern Europe, in Serbia. But yeah, trying to get all those peoples. There's different countries. We all kind of speak the similar language. Some of us speak the same language. Trying to bring us all together, kind of comb through the Facebook pages, Discords, whatnot. And, hey, you got a team, come join us, stuff like that. That's what I really enjoy, just kind of bringing people in a pile together so we can always have somebody to play with. So yeah, that's
nice.
What I do. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And that's where you're at right now?
No. I'm
okay.
I
was about to say it's late as hell if he's over there. God damn.
But I'm looking at the chat real quick, and I see a couple of my guys. I know it's super early out there, and they're supporting and looking and watching and all that stuff. So yeah.
Hey, that's awesome.
Shout out to the homies. Predecessor in a different language that isn't English is fun. Like, you're not frozen on our side, bro.
Oh yeah, looks good.
Looks like you need to update your computer. All right, Senor Goose, go ahead.
Okay, sorry, my internet froze up there. What's up, everybody? The Mangoose, you are awesome. And yeah, I'm here on the Predcast. You probably recognize me mainly from, I'm a retired content creator, but probably recognize me from the Honest Hero reviews back in the day, back in the Paragon day. Been tracking this game for a long time. It's good to see Predecessor being very, very successful. And to all the meta buff guys from fucking years ago, I would just like to say, I told you so. I told you so.
There you go. Love it.
Damn, that might do say, yo, hey, first of all, I got to run around the MetaMuff Mac because of you. So you were in there too, son. Yeah. You walked around with the Kalari and let me do a video over you running around in the gameplay and shit.
Oh yeah,
Bro,
that's right.
Throwback.
That.
All right, Pinzo.
Yeah, I'm Pinzo. You guys can catch me at, Pinzo on all my socials. I stream on Twitch. I make YouTube videos. And then, I don't know, kind of once a week, I show up here and we do Predcast, which is a blast. Honestly, saves me from the ranked queues today. You know how it is.
Red.
Sure.
That kind of once a week. Totally accurate. F6.
Accurate for sure. I'm F6. You can catch me here on Predcast every once a week, hopefully, when we have it. I stream every once in a while. Actually, I stream every day on Twitch. But am
what
I
time?
streaming Pred? You don't know. I don't have a stream schedule, brother. I am the most unscheduled streamer there is on this planet. But yeah, so we stream Pred and we're do some other games as well. But biggest thing I have coming up is PCC this weekend. So if you want to see me cast over there, see some competitive play from Predecessor, that's going to be happening on the 13th or what was this weekend? 13th, 14th? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. But yeah.
All right. What's going on, buddy? It is I, the beautiful Wolverine, your Michigan Wonder, excited to be here, excited to have this spicy conversation because I am a little perturbed, actually. So there's something I want to talk about and get that off my chest and go from there. So I'm interested to see what you guys have to say in the chat as well. So make sure you're active in there, letting us know how you feel when we get to that topic. I'll let you know. You'll see me on my soapbox. But other than that, myself, you'll see me streaming Predecessor, and then next week you'll see me streaming another game. You guys only see me streaming Predecessor most of the time, but I'm going to be playing college football. It is going live again since 11 years from now. Last time we were able to play it. So excited to get back into that, and you'll see a different me because that's something I'm really comfortable with. You know, you got Pinzo and you got Windu and you got F6 here that, hey, we know how to play MOBAs, and I'm like, yeah, I just play what you guys tell me to play, and I do decent with it. College football is my knowledge point, so you'll definitely see a different version of me, so make sure you stop by and hang out with that. But yeah, I'm excited to get a little spicy here, so I'm gonna let Windu do his introduction so we can get into it.
Probably honest with you, when you came in, it was like, I want to get my point across. I was like, wait till the Terra comments come by. I was like, he's gonna be like, I can't believe y'all were trashing my girl or some shit. And I was like, here we fucking go. He needs his payback for Terra. But what's going on, homies? I'm Windu, also known as Windu the Mace. Pretty much do Pred content as of late. Actually, as of late, I've just been doing the, full-time dad, full-time husband, full-time business owner sort of deal. So I've been mad AFK. But I'm excited for this cast, man. We got a lot of spice here. We got a lot of spice just in people. I don't even know all the actual conversations we're gonna have. I'm gonna be real with all y'all. Bearded steering this ship fully.
Oh yeah.
So what are we gonna talk about first, Bearded? Let's go.
Let's just go over the balance patch first because I think that's the least of the spiciness. Let's go over that, and then we'll jump into the Pred report, which will then lead us into our spicy conversation. Okay. Balance patch. So this balance patch, we came early. I haven't seen anything confirmed yet. All right, but we got it early because they're going to take kind of like a little vacation, and spend the summer with their families. I completely understand. What I don't know, and has not really been confirmed, and you guys may have seen it somewhere, and I just haven't seen it. So let me know. Is this going to be this patch, and then now we got to wait another 5 weeks to stay on rotation, or are we going to be 3 weeks from now? We're changing the rotation.
5 weeks is what I've heard.
5 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned,
The patch.
yeah, they're just skipping it ahead.
Replacement for the mid balance patch
Right.
between Terra and the next hero.
Okay.
It's not an addition; it's a replacement.
Got you. And I didn't know if it was an addition. I wouldn't say addition. I just thought that if maybe things just moved it moved up, so then they could have let's say the next 2 weeks is when they want to do vacation, but that would have the patch would have fell within those 2 weeks, right? I didn't know if maybe they just moved the timeline up, and that's what happened. That's what I just didn't understand, and nothing was kind of worded that way, so I didn't know for sure how it was working. But
From what I've
I can
heard,
see it
it's
working
5
either way.
weeks, but I'm sure it's subject to change as well, right?
For sure. All right. Gameplay balance changes. The overview: magical armor increase to Fangtooth and Orb Prime. Ranged minions deal less damage to heroes. Various Terra bug fixes. Further refinement of outlier heroes. General increases to durability stats on some fighter and tank items. Simplification of Spellblade item damage scalings to be more readable. Okay. Again, I told you guys I'm not the greatest at MOBAs, so Pinzo, can you explain to me what the simplification of Spellblade and item damage scalings to be more readable? I even read the changes, and I don't know what they're meaning by that change.
Yeah, if you looked at Spellblade items, right, are like Augmentation, Oathkeeper, Elefrost, right? Those items that are after you use an ability, do bonus damage plus something else when you hit someone on your next auto, right?
Okay.
And the scalings on them were really weird, because they all scaled at 80% base physical power is what they scaled at, plus then most of them had an additional scaling, like Elefrost scales on HP, Oathkeeper and Cresselia scale power, right, that kind of thing. But they were scaled off your base power, which is just like a really odd stat to scale pretty much anything off of. And so they just scrapped that base power thing and made it 50 flat damage plus whatever scaling they have on them.
Okay.
Now.
And so some of those items are magic for basically for mid laners, right? So if it's scaling off your base physical power, you're not building physical power, so you're not scaling is not changing, correct or no?
Even if you bought physical power, it scales off your base physical power. Every hero.
So
in the
even
game
then,
has
Like
base
per
physical
level.
Okay.
power.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's only changing as you level up, right? That's the only time that changes. That's not changing
Yeah.
on items you buy. Okay, gotcha.
Correct.
All right, thank you.
So it's easier to read is the main thing. It's
Gotcha.
mostly a nerf to most of the items. Augmentation was the one that got a buff. It's a nerf to the rest of them.
Yep.
But yeah, it makes it way simpler to read, because you look at that and it's like, on next auto, do 80% base physical power plus 50% magic damage to the target, and it's like, yeah, whatever, dog. Like, you can read it, but it's not easy.
That seems a little more fair too, because you got items with the skill off the base, and you got different bases for different heroes, which means those items will be better for different heroes. I like that they're doing it this way because it just makes it a little more fair all around.
Yeah, I agree. You're not building damage, you shouldn't get a whole lot of free damage just because you have high base power, right?
Right.
Yeah. All right. Then Aurora, she gets changed. Her jungle clear is too fast, so they're changing she doesn't. Her passive is being changed. Monster damage cap decreased. So then she basically doesn't clearing as fast. So kind of bring her back in line with some of the main junglers. Decker, her ability to dish out damage, they adjusted her so then she's not doing as much damage as a support, because that's what she's supposed to be, as a support, not somebody that's supposed to be taking mid lane and just be the best mid laner there is. Slight exaggeration there on that point. So they made changes to her primary ability, her alternate ability, and her alternate, and then her ultimate. Drongo is getting a small hit to his rad rounds. Greystone is getting his his cooldowns decreased, so he can basically be a little bit more active in the off lane and do some more damage. Grim.exe, his passive bonus physical power scaling decreased from 20% to 15%. That's pretty much just to kind of help bring him back in line with the ADCs. Iggy's flame turret is primary, his secondary and his alternate get changed. It's pretty much turret health that decreased, turret health magical power scaling got increased. Could kind of make that. They did a little buff nerf, was that tweak, we'll call it on that one. Oil spill, burn damage, magical power scaling decreased, and then multi of his alternate cooldown increased. Kira, her dusk primary base damage is decreased. Mangoose's boy Quang. Light of the Heavens is alternate, damage decreased, cooldown changed. It's because it's.
I'll be honest, I didn't read the patch, but I'm just hearing a whole lot of decreases.
Right.
Well, there's some increases and decreases. Wait till we get to my girl. But yeah, so cooldown was changed. You see it's high. It goes higher in the early, but it gets lower in the later ones. Shield bonus, health scaling decreased. Murdoch. His health is increased, 725 to 735. Physical armor increased from 19 to 20.
Are you happy now,
Rampage? Yeah.
I'll be honest, I haven't played Murdoch in a good minute.
No, I'm just saying an increase.
Yeah, an increase.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
All right, I'm gonna read this one because this one makes a point for our boy Rampage here. While Sevarog and Steel have found better footing since the last patch, Rampage still struggles to serve as a durable frontliner in the later stages of the match. This is partly due to his his general durability being too low, alongside how easy it is for his boulder throw to be cleansed by many of the threats he seeks to control. As a result, some additional durability is being granted to Rampage to ensure he has an easier time diving into enemy times. Diving into enemy times. That's a weird sentence.
I think they meant lines.
I think so too. Diving into enemy lines. Yes, I think so too. That makes sense. As well as boulder throw.
They're not even close though.
In the mid game to be able to hit double rock haste breakpoints slightly easier. So general armor growth increased from 3.5 to 3.55 to 3.7. Boulder throw cooldown changed, and then Behemoth is ultimate bonus health increased. Now, I saw somewhere, I can't remember exactly where, and I can't remember exactly who, but I saw somewhere say that a meta doesn't feel that Rampage is a tank. They find him more as a bruiser.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I saw that in some Twitter post. It was like, "Hey, he's not a tank. He's a bruiser."
It was like a Twitter or like a Reddit,
like a response or something.
Got spread everywhere.
So I always would have thought that this guy, health growth, he's able to just take damage. I would have taken him more as a tank than a bruiser. What am I wrong with that? Like, what is that? Like, what,
I always thought of him as a bruiser.
Really?
I say all his abilities.
He's a tank.
All his abilities do damage. You know what I'm saying? Like they're meant to do damage. They're meant to. One of them does fucking stuns you for a millennia, but then also does damage. You get what I'm saying? His pounce does damage. His leaf does damage. Like, I get it, but I've always built him as a tanky motherfucker.
Heroes that are like classified as tanks by Ometa are Steel and Richter.
Yeah.
And
Just
why
to add that? I don't know.
So why does Richter, in that same argument of what you just said for Rampage, why does Richter get count as?
I think it's just how they balance the base stats. I honestly have no clue. I'm assuming that it's just like these guys are tanks because their base stats are higher. This guy's a bruiser because he, maybe his base power is higher, but his base defenses are lower. I don't know, dog.
I'll be honest. I think Steel's the only tank, and they threw Richter in there so he wouldn't be alone.
No, when Richter came out, he had
so
very high base defense, so he's definitely a tank. It's the fuck.
I mean, Richter is like one of the earliest scaling heroes in the game.
Yeah.
Like Richter level 10 has crazy base stats compared to any other hero.
And just look at the Richter's passive. I mean, what it does, it gives a shield. So
yeah,
that's a good point.
But I mean, Rampage's passive gives you healing, right?
In the jungle, right?
the jungle, yeah.
I mean,
It also gives attack speed.
Where you're gonna be. It also gives you his passive gives you attack speed.
Yeah, in the jungle.
Yeah, he gets attack speed in the jungle. That's not a tanky thing.
I don't know. I didn't think he was a tank in Paragon. I don't think he's a tank in Predecessor. I've always looked at him as a high health bruiser, like one of the tankier end of the bruisers, but definitely an engaged bruiser, like a dive champ. Like he dives in, gets rid of the ADC, and then tries to get the fuck out before people kill him. Whereas he's not going to be your frontline tip of the spear sort of tank because he'll just get burned down because he's fucking massive.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm not arguing. I always would have, if somebody would have asked me straight up, who do you think the tanks are? I would have put him in the classification of a tank before I saw that comment. I'm like, huh? Like,
yeah, you also think he's a frog.
So it's just,
What was that, Windu?
You also think he's a frog. So there's that.
Well, he is a frog. Big fucking bullfrog. All right. Now, time for my girl. The non-cursed girl. The one that doesn't kill the game. Okay, anyway.
Right, we got 5 more weeks till another hero comes out. Okay, there's time.
We good.
There's time.
We good. That's why they're taking a break, so they have time to shut down.
I'm going to be honest with you. PlayStation 4 is regretting that line right now.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, that hurts.
PlayStation 4 is going to. I feel bad for them as well.
Yeah,
and we'll get
it's just get it like PlayStation 4 is getting old. Like, let's be honest at this point, right? Like that's the reality of it.
The rest of us back. Okay. All right. Alongside some bug fixes, follow-up changes to Terra are being made with the aim of reducing the more frustrating aspects of her kit in the form of her mobility and unstoppable duration. In return, Terra is gaining some increased uptime and damage threat across the rest of the kit, as well as the additional durability granted in the late game now that her shield correctly increases when Wild Rush is leveled. All right. So, general bug fix now displays that the correct size in the menus and draft. Ruthless Assault, her primary, true damage, bonus physical power scaling increased from 120 to 125. Cooldown was changed. Highland Hurl, cooldown changed as well. And Wild Rusher alternate. Bonus physical power scaling increased from 70 to 75. Max charge damage bonus physical power scaling increased from 210 to 225%. Bug fix, shield now correctly increases with ability level. Shield decreased. Max health scaling decreased from 15 to 14%. Cooldown increased. And dash range decreased by 8%. Pinzo, you were saying you thought it was too long. Bug fix.
That is a good change.
Oh, yeah. Bug fix. Self-slow while channeling is no longer removed by unstoppable force. And Unstoppable Force, her ultimate duration decreased from 678 to 567. And Bug Fix, helmet ending animation is no longer twisted unnaturally. All right. This girl, a lot of people were banning her in ranked, and saying that she was too strong, saying her wave clear was too fast. And even Joey, yours truly, put her in the S tier in her thing, saying she needs to get nerfed coming up. And essentially, she just gets a bunch of buffs.
Yeah.
Like,
I think they're mostly shifts. I don't think there's a lot of straight up buffs here, to be honest.
It's just shift everywhere inside of it. It seems like a buff, but it's really just making her stronger in areas and weaker in other areas.
all right, Ruthless Assault, her primary, that's a complete buff. True damage, bonus physical power scaling increased from 120 to 125, and her cooldown, her full build, your fully used cooldown, 8 seconds was the cooldown. It is now 7.5. So you're gonna get it even faster than you normally do, and it does more damage. That's a buff.
It only does more damage on the empowered version, though. And late game,
but it doesn't do less damage. But you're not doing less damage on the non-empowered version. You're doing the same damage. Like the damage didn't get decreased there.
I mean, so correct, it's a but buff. You're not really using you shouldn't really be using empowered Q late game. It's just not very good. Like you're not at that point in the game. Like unless you're just soloing the enemy carry, like you have to use your crowd control with your empowered ability. It's like the only way that fights are playable, or else you just get run down.
The shield being decreased is huge because that shield late game was a fucking problem.
Well, but it was bugged. That's the thing, is that last patch late at rank 5 shield bash, you were missing 300 shield on top of that 15%. It was just the 15% plus 20. And now they reduced it, but it scales properly. That's like a 700 or an 800 health shield late game. That shit's wild. That shield is crazy.
Oh, so we might still need a nerf. Wait.
That, like her, I think, because they nerfed her early game and buffed her late game. I still think she's really good in lane against a lot of bruisers. I don't think she does a whole lot to most tanks if they're playing properly. But now late game, I think she's more consistent, is kind of the way I'd say it. You have more CC more often, stuff like that, right? Like now, having your slow 1 second sooner is a big deal.
Now, what is not said in here is, and other people said it as well, so I feel like it was more of a bug or a timing issue. I said it on the last episode, her last hitting with her just felt off. Like it didn't feel right. I had a hard time last hitting, so I thought maybe it was just me and my timing. But it now, like after this patch, like I'm like, oh, last hit, it's working the way I would think that I need to do a last hit. Like I felt like as I hit the button, I'm like slowly swinging, and I'm not getting. So like all right, gotta time it earlier, and I felt really bad. But now maybe I got the timing down, but I also feel she feels better. Pins, I want to ask you, have you played her since then? And the issue you were saying that was a bug when she would.
That has not been fixed. Auto canceling on your fifth stack still does not give you an empowered auto.
Okay.
If you're too fast, you have to wait. I mean, it's not like a super long wait. You have to wait like 0.25 seconds, but it is like when you're really used to auto canceling stuff, right? It just it messes with it a little bit.
Yeah. Goose, have you been able to play Terra yet or no?
No, I have not, because I just haven't unlocked her.
Okay, gotcha. I'm excited to, I want you to DM me when you do get to play with her. I want to see how you. I know you like your kid. You said you told me.
Yeah.
DMs
like watching all the intro videos and everything, and playing against her. Like, I really like her kid. I love the changes that they made to her, and I like that if she needed nerfs and they're buffing her anyway. I like that because goddamn Terra needs her time to shine. She never had a chance.
Thank you.
Ever.
Thank you.
Give her a little time in the spotlight. Let people fear Terra.
Yeah. I was just watching before this started. I was just watching our boy Ritter. He jumped into a ranked match, and both teams banned Terra. I'm like, is she really that OP that she's the one that both teams are going to be banning? Like, I just feel like there's other heroes that can be banned as well. Like, I don't feel like she's the one. Like, hey, we got to make sure she's out of there. Like when rank first came out, Grim was that guy because just Grim was at that point. I understood that. But like, I don't feel that Terra's at that point. Am I wrong with that? Because again, I know I'm lower tier, guys. I'm not this high ranked tier person. Am I wrong with that feeling? Because I just don't feel like she's that strong to where she's like, hey, this is the one we have to take out.
A strong Terra or good or a decent Terra changes the whole entire game, especially in jungle.
Yeah.
She doesn't need anybody to facilitate for her. She just needs people to do damage behind her and then cleans up.
Yeah, I was gonna say
mean-
the same. And in some of the ranked games, some only like silver 2 or something like that. She just runs out of the fog and the jungle, and she stuns you and kills you real quick. When she's a jungler, she can be an absolute menace. But what I did notice out of all the heroes they released, at least in last, let's say 8 months, she kind of seems unpolished in the animation sector to me. Especially that axe throw. I know you might have guys already talked about it, but it's sometimes so hard to see, especially if you aim like in her line or slightly down. You don't have that oomph. Axis like flying out, it's actually hitting like that. That's the only throw off for me. And the fact they released her without a Curse Breaker skin. There should have been a skin named Curse Breaker something just to pay homage to all the other failed products. They missed that opportunity. It would have been fun. It would have been great. Yeah.
I agree. All right. Twin Blast got bug fix, and his vaporized primary damage is decreased. Wraith has knock, his alternate ability, bonus physical power scaling decreased from 135 to 130. All right, item changes. Item changes. You guys want to talk about tank and fighter items real quick?
They all got buffed.
I'm loving it.
Augmentation got the biggest buff. That aug buff is crazy. That like makes the item good again. That item was really bad for like the last month, and now it's
really bad. But it wasn't like
I wasn't building it on I wouldn't build it on anyone last patch.
Yeah, you weren't building it, but like if like somebody built it, I wouldn't be like, okay, why are you building that? I'd be like,
okay. But now it's really good again. It does what it did before they changed it. It's just back to what it was.
They reverted the mess up.
They basically did. Well, because they made it into a tank item essentially. Even though it has power on it and is a bruiser item, they made it a tank item.
Yeah.
And now it's a bruiser item again. So it does real damage. That item is good.
I mean, what item was that you were talking about?
Augmentation.
Okay. Yep. So a lot of these items I'm seeing, the big thing is we either have our tank items either got health increased or they got armor increased. Which I believe it was their counter to a lot of people who were saying that the TTK was too fast. And this kind of brings that back in line as what I was getting from that. For example, Citadel health increase from 200 to 250, Earthshaker health increase from 300 to 350, Gaia Greaves physical armor increase from 30 to 35, Salvation health increase 425 to 500, Tainted Blade health increase from 300 to 350. That's pretty much what the base of a lot of these item changes. You do have some one-offs that are different in the sense of augmentation, physical power increase, but then true strike damage changed 120% base physical power to 40 plus 40% total physical power. And Mutilator Omnivamp was increased from 10% to 12%. Then they said, as Mutilator does not possess health, the Omnivamp it offers needs to have enough potential healing to reach similar levels of durability across the fight. Currently, this is not the case, and Omnivamp is increasing as a result. And Spellblade, yep, we already talked about Spellblade and how that fixed. Armor increase. That's pretty much. Elefrost. Elefrost is receiving a more significant reduction in Frostblade's upfront damage compared to other Spellblade items, as it currently provides tanks with too high of a damage spike on its initial purchase. In return, it is receiving more durability and a harsher slow, better unwinding the damage and output of tanks and redistributing it back to durability and disruption. So the health is increased from 300 to 400, base mana regen decreased 150% to 125%. Frostblade damage changed from 20 plus 80% base physical power to plus 2% bonus health to 50 plus 2% bonus health. That was not easier to read. Frostblade slow decreased from 20% to 25%. And some of these other items, again, to make them better for the tanks or whatever, they either got, like I said, health change, armor change, or cost change. Like Fire Blossom cost decreased from 3,000 to 2,900. So that's pretty much the bulk of how these items got changed and what's going on with those. Would you guys agree with that? All right.
Yeah. I mean, they buffed tank items. They either made them easier to get or stronger when you get them.
Right. Fire Blossom cheaper. Yeah. Good stuff.
Boom, boom. Okay. All right. Before we get on to Pred Report, we got to ask our guests some questions. Mangoose, we can't ask you the same question, so we can't do that. F6, you want to ask Celestial the question?
Did you get a chance to play this patch, man? How do you feel about it? Like, did you feel like you felt the bruisers and like the tanks coming more in line with everything, or do you think he still needs a little bit of a buff towards the tanks?
Oh, I do feel the things are better. I didn't play a lot. Played Brawl Monday and last night. Just been working a lot. But I definitely plan on playing it this weekend. It does feel better. Like I don't get melted by Sparrow as a full defense Richter or Steel or something like that. Just like that. Yeah, I think it's more balanced than it was. At one point, it was just way too crazy how fast Sparrow Grim would melt you regardless what you build. So feels better for sure.
You're a Richter support guy? Is that what I just heard?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
I'll be missing chains lately. I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
What's wrong with Richter support?
Hey. There's nothing wrong with it. All I'm saying, since they adjusted Fire Blossom, that motherfucker been missing. That's all I'm saying. Ever since Fire Blossom lost mana, Richter support isn't as common. That's all I'm saying. Observation.
So you smacked that on Aurora support with her passive, and you jump in their face, and yeah, you either force a blink or something. It's just fun. It's pure fun. Yeah.
Probably Rhodey. I really like their support. That shit's actually so much fun. It really is.
All right. Sonny, you said you played Paragon back in the day.
Yes, sir.
What part of Paragon did you play? Did you play Legacy? Did you play Monolith? Did you play both?
Play Legacy. Hopped when Bellica came out. I remember like the trailer and everything. I remember her Void Bomb being like half of the map. Huge.
Half of the yeah.
Definitely like the whole size of a mid lane, which is it was a huge
right.
Yeah, played her a lot. I was like a one-trick pony with her, and then Gideon. Yeah, that's when they switched in the card system and all that. I didn't care too much because I guess I was just enjoying the game out of like pure fun, enjoyment, visual enjoyment, and just playing with the boys. Didn't really want to learn too much to it.
Okay.
But yeah, got very devastated when they announced we're shutting. Went through the whole rigmarole with me and Sylphin crying on his video when he was crying. So yeah, all that stuff.
All right. And now, shout out to our boy Medkit. And real quick, while we're shouting out to our boy Medkit, congrats to him. I'm not going to say what happened. You all have to go message him and ask him what happened. And then once you find out, you tell him congrats. But congrats to Medkit.
Is that not public?
That's his news. I'm not making it public. That's on him. I don't know. I want him to have that floor. So everybody go find Medkit. He deserves it. Go
Medkit Predcast win.
I know he's busy right now. All right, but shout out to Medkit, and with the shout out to Medkit, Sonny, who was your favorite hero to play as in Paragon?
Richter.
Richter?
I felt like his chain was also kind of slower, but it was just it still is just such a nice feeling when you catch somebody.
Yep.
You just get your ass over here. Yeah.
There is no better ability that when you land it, the feeling you get from landing a Richter hook is the most satisfying ability there is in the game.
Hey, I could be losing the whole game if I pull somebody out of this guy. I'm like, it's over here.
It's the same thing on the other side, bro. There's no more oh shit feeling than when you get fucking pulled by a Richter.
Yep. All right, and now who is your least favorite hero to go against?
Right now?
In Paragon.
Oh, maybe I would say Iggy. Even back then, he was annoying. Just a lane bully. Nobody, yeah. I think Iggy, if I can pick some. And oh yeah, hell yeah, I forgot Wukong. You blink, yeah, hell yeah. You blink for a second, and your entire lane is gone, and the core is down to whatever. Yeah, it was terrible.
There you go. Yep. All right. I like it.
Yeah, his split pushing was just unparalleled. Nobody can compete with that.
All right. Anybody else want to ask a question before we jump into our next?
Mangoose, who's your favorite in Predecessor?
My favorite predecessor is Bellica.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
You didn't know that?
No, why?
I definitely thought it was Faye.
Cause that ass, bro. No, I'm just kidding. I just really like her kit. I just think she's a fun
Okay,
hero.
can't wait.
I think we kind of skipped over something in the patch changes though. The
We did. Hit me with it.
the ranged minions getting a buff to their damage, or
Oh,
a nerf to their damage.
But I say we glossed over it.
35.
I was like,
yeah. I said that in the overview. There wasn't much to it, but yeah. I mean, I
I think that's
No, it is,
significant. Yeah.
It is.
I just want to point that out.
I think it's
the
supposed to be
real
because
damage got changed. Got it.
They Predecessor when PTO was open and able to be played. Predecessor was the game that's like they had the true laning phase in the sense that the PTO players that come over and play it, they'd be like, oh my gosh, dude, these minions hit. Like, because the way the minions, they do damage, you know, and I do agree that it's a huge change there, because you know you're able to take a little more fights, you know, in a wave now instead of what you were able to do. So for sure.
Yeah, it's always a good indicator that your opposing laner is going to try to start being aggressive when they start killing off the range minions so that they can attack you without getting shot in the back. I highly doubt that this nerf is going to change that at all, but
no,
just shows you a little that they're looking at it a little bit.
All righty, on to the Pred report. Okay. Greetings, champions. It's been a little while since we last sat down for the Pred report. So join us today in discussing all sorts of hot topics from ranked mode to roadmaps. Let's dig in. Predecessor will be at Gamescom. Summer is here, meaning that one of the biggest games industry events of the year, Gamescom, is almost here. Gamescom is the destination for game studios and publishers to showcase themselves, and we're pleased to share that Predecessor will be one of those games shown off during the event. We won't, unfortunately, have a booth that you can freely visit, but a number of the team will be out and about, mingling and with investors, press, and partners. If you see someone wearing a Predecessor t-shirt, be sure to come and say hi. For anyone unable to fly to Germany for this event, have no fear. You'll be able to catch up on all the highlights at home. Keep an eye out for some exciting Predecessor reveals during opening night live, streaming globally on August 20th. Now, is that a Gamescom Twitch, twitch.tv/Gamescom, or is that going to be like, where's that going to be? Where do I see that live at?
I will say that would be nicer to see like a little link or like, hey, check it out here sort of vibe. But having an actual video reel at Gamescom is big. That's a lot of exposure.
For sure. Yeah. No, it's nice. I do remember this. Fault had this. Fault had part of that at Gamescom of 2000.
No, but Fault went to Gamescom, but they weren't a featured game in the videos.
Right.
I thought they were.
No. They were never an actual like, hey, upcoming games and videos were playing.
I thought
they were never there.
Section they were put on.
Oh, well, they had a little booth area
section.
Yeah, like they were little. They had a little desk with a coffee maker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had Ryan Red looks like Sideshow Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a small little section, but they were never actually in the worldwide reveal that everybody's watching online. They were just only the people in person kind of knew that they were there, sort of.
I misremembered then. My apologies.
Yeah, no table.
But this is
the best movie ever made.
I literally was just talking about that last night on screen.
Oh, my name's in the credits.
I was gaming with Stunt last night. Our local stunt
movie expert.
Movie expert. So we were talking. I was like, People were hating on it. You know what? The movie wasn't amazing by any means. All right, it wasn't meant to be a red carpet fucking film. I enjoyed it. My kids enjoyed it. That's all I'm saying. We enjoyed the movie. My daughter enjoyed it because she saw that girls can be gamers too, so she was all about it.
I have refused to watch it. I will not watch any movie featuring fault gameplay. Sorry.
Okay. All right. We're halfway through 2024. What's next? We're 6 months into 2024, and a lot has happened in that time. We've added 2 new game modes and 6 new heroes. We overhauled nearly every stat in the game when we added a 6 new item slot. We launched it on Xbox, transitioned to open beta, and began rolling localization, making Predecessor more accessible than ever before. But there's still much more of the year still on the horizon, and we believe that the best is yet to come for Predecessor. We're working on a brand new roadmap that covers the second half of the year, which we look forward to sharing with you all shortly after the next major content update, sometime in August. Until then, however, we can exclusively reveal that the long-awaited Undertow skins are nearly here, set to release next month alongside one of the final remaining legacy heroes that many of you have been asking for. Keep an eye on our socials for the latest. Okay.
So Zinx, right?
I thought Wukong. The moment he read that out loud, I thought Wukong. I hate to say it.
4.
He's not longer waited. Nobody's waiting for him.
Well, but the question
bro, they
is,
ask
if there's
about
a
it.
hint
We're willing
in
to
that-
wait for him. We're willing to wait. Let's just keep pushing him back. It's okay.
The question is whether or not that's a hint. Legacy heroes, like Boris wasn't a hero when Boris was kind of
Right.
never a hero, right?
So,
He
yeah,
wasn't
so
there when Legacy
there's
was there.
4 options. There's Zinx, Yin,
And
Wukong,
that's
and Boris. That's the
And
4.
if Boris is
And I
out,
agree
I don't
with you,
know who the
Boris
rest
is
of
not
those
a-
were on the map on
But-
Legacy.
Yin is the only legacy one, no?
Technically,
I don't know.
Because
Yin came out just before they swapped over.
just before they swapped over, Wukong came out just
Yin
as
did
they swapped
Crunch.
over, right?
Crunch was the very last one to be released on the legacy map. But
And
no, I mean
Zinx-
nobody likes Yin. Nobody's asking for Yin though. It's all
was
about
Zinx on the
Hey,
legacy
Yin's
map, or
lit.
was she? I thought she was a monolith hero.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
was
Zinx was monolith, along with
So Yin
Wukong.
next hero confirmed is what I just heard.
Right?
Yeah,
Because Wukong,
That's what I'm thinking.
Wukong again was
Wukong-
after was
Yeah,
monolith.
Wukong
as
was
well,
after.
right? Yeah. And
So if
Boris.
there's only
is-
one
never
legacy
came out.
hero, then
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Deduction,
Yeah.
like, all right.
cracked it.
I'm
Yeah.
always afraid whenever we talk about this kind of shit that there's some little known podunk fucking hero that nobody gave a shit about that I'm forgetting.
No, that's the 4. I know it.
It makes me nervous every time though. I'm like, who
Yeah.
the fuck am I forgetting?
Well, at least this
Uh,
time there's really not that much left. So
Right? Like,
Every hero gets the list gets smaller. We're doing great. Helps us out.
eventually we'll just know the next hero.
Yeah, right?
I mean,
Well,
blind guess, you got a 25% chance. That's
Yeah, I
pretty
mean,
good odds.
at this
Right.
point, you're pretty pleased.
Multiple
Like,
choice.
Yep.
always go with C.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. When in doubt, Charlie out.
Summer sales. There's time to grab there's still time to grab a bargain. The Steam summer sale continues with Predecessor game bundles being up to half price on Steam, with similar discounts on skins in game too. I feel like down to half price would be
Or
up to half price off.
yeah, up to
right?
half off. Yeah, like I don't know, it feels weird. Anyways, it's the perfect time to top up your platinum reserves and grab any missing skins from your collection. And they, it's all about the skins that we showed last stream. Version 19.1 patch. Yep, they put that patch out. We're good. Rank mode. Rank mode has been out now for around 4 weeks now, but in a very limited form. As you know, we've tackled this game mode with care and deliberate intent. We started with the game mode being open for just 8 hours a week, and then and on just 2 regional servers, which was understandably met with frustration by players eager to jump full-time into a life of ranked play. Today, we're going to talk through a few of the major questions we've seen from players, explaining our reasoning for some of the decisions we've taken so far. Why no NA West servers? That's Pinzo's the only one asking for that. No, there is nobody else asking.
No, I'm not asking for that. The last thing NA West needs is ranked servers. I promise.
Right?
I promise. Those guys need extra brawl servers, and they need to shut off the main game mode.
Your brawl servers.
All right. This is perhaps the simplest question to answer. There's simply significantly more predecessor players living closer to our servers in NA East as opposed to NA West, almost 3 times as many, in fact. As such, running ranked mode on NA East benefits more players in the Americas. As with all things, however, we're closely monitoring player activity to ensure that we can be reactive to changes as and when they come up, meaning if it makes sense to explore or change different server locations, we will do. All right, this is the same thing that I remember Fault going through and people wanting an NA West server, but like it's a catch-22 for the NA West players. They all like just gamble and put on, switch it to the NA West region, and they play at the NA West region with the amount of players they have. Or they're like, nope, I'm guaranteed getting a game if I stay on the NA East region. So they're essentially cannibalizing themselves by only sticking with the NA East region and not actually playing NA West. But like, it's that like gamble situation they have to do.
Not a gamble. There's literally the population in NA West is covered just by New York City itself. So there's no, like, the majority of gaming population is on the East Coast worldwide.
So
I mean,
East Coast.
It's like if you're using like Ometa City numbers for a minute, if you're like 1500 or below, like playing West is probably fine. But if you're above that, like those games are really painful. Like, you guys think matchmaking's bad on NA East? Like, go play a single game on NA West and see what your matches look like. Like, I promise you, it's not pretty.
The ping
You're
is
gonna sit in a
not
20-minute queue and you're gonna get the worst game of your entire life. That's just how it is. It's just not worth the trouble.
That's crazy.
20-minute queue.
No, it's
I'm not
worse
lying.
in DGen hours. Like, I think the longest I've waited is like 47 minutes. One time was like the longest queue.
Like peak hours or like random?
No, peak hours is like 15, 20 minutes. But
it's still a lot, yeah.
I'll be honest, South America servers before NA West. I said it.
Yeah,
Yep.
easy.
There's a lot of players in South America wanting to play. Brazil, everywhere, bro.
They've been playing on 300 ping for like the last 2 years. I think we can give them a server first.
Agreed.
The next time you say Brazil, you got to say it like Vin Diesel does, all right? You can't say Brazil just nonchalantly like that. All right.
It'd be like that kid in Naruto taking the weights off. Like, once they get like better ping.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're talking about Bushy Brow. Let's go.
Weights off.
He loses that fight though.
No.
Let's be real. Let's be real.
He loses the use of his legs. That's it.
He doesn't. I thought he got like turned into sand.
No, he was still standing. He was about to beat that man even when he was unconscious. But anyways, yes, you're right.
All right.
We won't digress into that.
Back into this, all right? Because we're getting into a whole conversation I know nothing of. All right. Why such a limited time? We knew that launching ranked with just 8 hours of availability was always going to be an unpopular move. That said, however, it was important that we were conservative with our approach to expanding availability of the new mode. We've done our homework on this, believe me, and spoken to a bunch of industry experts, veterans who've launched similar game modes in the past, and even the good folks who worked on Paragon all those years ago. All conversations, all research, and all evidence pointed to huge dangers when splitting the matchmaking queue too much too quickly. We understand the frustration with such highly anticipated game mode being rolled out so slowly, but our abundance of caution comes solely from our dedication to Predecessor and making the right decisions for the long-term health of the game. Ultimately, we'd rather go a little slower, perhaps causing a few grumbles now, in order to ensure that everyone eventually has a great game that they can freely grumble about later, though we sincerely hope to tackle said grumbling as time goes on. So now that we've discussed the reasons for going slow, the next question is probably, and I'll get to that. So Mangoose, as somebody that is not playing as actively as the other 5 of us here, what are your thoughts, right? Because we're sitting here, we've been playing this game, we've been wanting this, we've been trying this, we wanted to do this, and you're one that, like you even said in the intro, like, hey, you're not, you get to play casual mode now and not have to worry about messing a game up for somebody else, essentially, right? But
Right.
what are your thoughts on their approach?
I think it's good. I think it's a great approach, especially if it's what's been advised to them by others. But anytime you do something new like this, you need to test the waters a little bit. And I'm glad they didn't just jump in head first and just ranked mode right off the bat, just full on, full force. Because I think a lot of people think they want rank mode because they think that they're better than their MMR, and then they get into rank mode and find out they're silver, and then they get even more fucking pissed and start complaining about rank mode, how rank mode is bullshit. So I think doing it this way, they can find workarounds, find out how to ease people into it. I just think it's a great idea in general. And then I can still play casually. I can still go into brawl,
Right. Yep, I got you. All right. F6 Pinzo, Windu.
I mean, like I said before, my gripe wasn't the window that was open for. Like, I understand. Like, I already knew that's why they were doing it, because they don't want to fully mess up ranked, right? They want to like slowly go into it. My problem was they didn't put this out before they put ranked out. It's a real issue.
100%.
So if
100%.
they would have said this before ranked, I'd have been like, okay, I still have issues with some things, but at least I know this is coming, so I don't
You
have to
expect
be like,
it.
oh yeah, I get to play ranked on set. Oh my goodness, it's only 8 hours on one day and then slowly releasing. Then yeah, that's the only issues I really had with.
Sonny?
Yeah, I think this methodical approach is definitely what's gonna pay off later. I only got to play 4th of July and then the weekend, but yeah, it kind of sucks, you got work, like we're here at 10 a.m. That's when the EU opens up, so I play there with my homies, then I swap back for NA East. I mean, it is what it is. I think this is a good way to ensure that no other queues are affected as much, So.
Okay. Yeah, I think some of the issue we have as well, like we're not taking essentially the Mangoose approach to it, in the fact that we're here, we're constantly playing it, we're trying to watch the pot boil, but it's that, what's that saying, a watch pot never boils, whatever, something like that. Like it just takes forever as you're watching it. It feels like it's moving slower. But if we were like to take, to go away for a week and then come back, it's like, wait a minute. Ranked was open, but it was only for a day. Well, now it's open for 2 days. Like, okay, like we would like it's not like we sat here and watched this slow progression.
You went away for a week because you had to wait a week to play it again. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I want to say I did not know that it wasn't announced that way. So they said that it was going to be ranked, but they didn't say that they were going to trickle ranked in.
It wasn't until
you having a problem with that, because that's just,
they didn't explain why they were trickling it. They said they were going to trickle it. They said,
right before
ranked for a day, and we're going to ramp it up from there on as we see fit. Meaning, like, if they didn't get the data they needed, it could have been open for a day for the next 3 weeks for all we know.
Yeah, so like
it was very like, hey, we have no clue what's going on.
So just to be clear, like they said they're going to trickle it, but the way they sent the message was like they're going to release ranked, and like ranked is ready, but they don't want to fully release it just yet, just to like see how things go. Which in like the way they said it, they made it seem like, oh, we just want to make sure like nothing breaks,
like a test weekend or something.
But this is the way they're explaining it here is how it actually is, which I thought they should have done in the first place instead of trying to essentially send a different message.
Well, I remember when we had Joey on, he was talking about how like it went from, hey, ranked, they talked about they're releasing ranked, like rank was fully ready, right? And then like 2 days before they release it, they started using the word test with it that was never used before. And it's like, wait a minute, now we're testing rank. It's not ranked that we thought it was. It's a test. So then now we're figuring out other things. And it's like, we would just a little more clarity behind it would have been nice. This gives you that clarity that we were looking for, that would help us understand and would have settled some of that grumbling. Like that, there was a lot of grumbling that was there that wasn't needed if this was put out beforehand.
Yeah, like the fact of like NA West servers. There's like a bunch of people asking for NA West servers when they could have just simply said what they just said.
Yep.
I think they count this as a preseason, almost like ranked trial grounds essentially for them and us. So yeah, but transparency ahead of time would have been way better. Would have shut down a whole bunch of noise in Discord and that. Yeah.
I think Sonny's right. I think that's literally what they're treating it, like kind of like a preseason. Like, hey, this isn't our official release.
Yeah, they called it
that in the beginning, but like it's
doesn't change.
It's how they handled it, right? Again, like they said, we're bringing you ranked, all right. Then we're like, all right, well now we're calling it test. Now we're saying it's our preseason test. You know, like it's everything just changed as it went. It's like this. They weren't transparent with everything. Like again, we don't want full transparency because you never want to see how a hot dog's made, right? It's not great, right?
Yeah.
But we want to understand.
What you're talking about.
He said, "I got that shit clipped."
I wish that machine would just shoot it straight in my mouth.
Do that again.
You gotta pull on the thing to make it. You get that hot dog. You get that hot dog mush in your mouth. Just squirts all over. Just love it.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ.
As a more I got bearded going. As a more casual gamer, like just outside looking in, I thought ranked was coming out. It was just going to be out because I don't look that close. I see Predecessor pop something up. I take a quick look at it. I see ranks being released. I assumed ranked would just be out, and I just wasn't going to play it, so I didn't really care. So
yeah, so
I did start hearing that it was just like 8 hours a week or whatever. I was like, hey, that's a little weird.
I think the approach is probably
now, but yeah, they probably should have explained this way before.
I still think the actual way that they're doing it is the most mean thing about it. They go from 1 day to 2 days to 3 days to 4 days. I'm gonna give you a couple hours the next week though. Next week I'm gonna give you a couple extra hours on that 1 day and be like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Yeah, it was Saturday. All right, so the calendar: Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday extra hours. So then I'm guessing next week is going to be Saturday extra hours.
Yeah.
Right. If they don't go all 4 days extra hours, I'm riding.
I don't
like.
And that's another thing. Is like why? Like even all right. Hold on. I gotta find it and bring it up.
I'm with Fox McCloud in the chat. Shout out to Fox. I think at this point they're like, hey, they're mad at it. Let's fuck with them. Let's mess with them. Like, you know what?
Broke employees where you're like, hey, here's another 2-3 hours overtime if you really need money. Like, that's
so another shout out to our boy Joey, yours truly. He posted this tweet. He said it's week 5, and I'm once again asking if the ranked start time can start earlier for all days. This method of getting data is biased and flawed, as Sunday is when most players are on. It won't help to give an outlook as this data can't be applied accurately on weekdays. And he commented under it saying, PCC is happening this weekend as well, so most of your competitive players won't even be playing ranked on the weekend, let alone playing when ranked opens up at 12 p.m. this on Sunday. This is another aspect that is going to skew the data.
Yeah.
Huge, like I guess you're looking at data. I get that you're looking at data, but like you're not looking at all the data because this is not going to help your data effectively.
I mean, the first day that ranked was open was Fang Booth. Like, I don't think that's like an argument that matters, to be honest.
Why wouldn't it be an argument that matters? I think that's still an issue. The fact that the first day of ranked is open is Fang Booth. I think that's still a problem with your data.
I mean, are they gonna? It's an unaffiliated tournament that's being run. Like, do you want them to shift their entire company schedule around that?
No, I want you to. It's okay. I'm not affiliated or not affiliated. You know that the majority of your players are going to, especially your ranked players, are going to be busy during this time frame, and you're not going to get actually accurate numbers during that time frame.
I mean, is
Fang Booth or PCC?
I mean, hold on.
There are 24
just-
teams in PCC. Like, that's 100 people.
I was gonna say, let's clarify. At the end of the day, all the PCC teams doesn't compare to the wide fucking group of console PC players combined. Like, yeah, man, like maybe those competitive players won't be there. Okay, top 100 and top 150 players won't be there. The other fucking however many thousands get to play, you know.
You're not.
I think the point
it's
being
not
made
just the
is-
players. It's the people that are. I mean, wait, hold on. Are we watching this live, right, or no? Those are happening live, right?
The PCC.
See, yeah.
Right. So you have people who are not only playing in PCC, you have people that are watching PCC. They're not going to be playing your ranked mode while watching other gamers play. So it's not just 100 players playing. You have people that are watching as well. That you are not going to be playing your game while they're watching other people play the game.
I mean, people do play games while having a Twitch stream up a lot.
I mean, sure, but like not when they're like actively being a viewer and actually enthralled in what they're watching, right? If I'm lurking in streams all the time, that doesn't mean I'm not playing, right? But you're not.
I think you're giving the ADD community way too much focus.
All right, sure, I'll move on. Got it. What does the data say? If you hung out in Discord, much or followed some of our team in Twitter, sorry, Elon, you'll know that we are taking data first approach to rolling out ranked mode. What this means is that we're carefully monitoring multiple data points to ensure that our rollout is as successful as possible, including matchmaking times, match fairness, the length of the average ranked mode play sessions, the rate of VP gain and loss, ranked tier distributions, and hero balance in the competitive mode. It's quite the comprehensive review. But, of course, we know many of you enjoy a deep dive into the specifics, so let's break some of these crucial data points down a little bit more. I read this and I don't remember being anything beneficial. All right, matchmaking times and match quality. We want to create fair matches with closely matched groups of players. The trouble is that at some point a queue can become a smidge too long to wait in. So we're evaluating the optimal target queue times for each rank and making constant adjustments to our matchmaking parameters, striving for that perfect balance of quality and speed across all levels of play. What's the highest rank there is right now?
Plat
with the
2.
4 weeks that it's been out.
At the end of last week, it was Plat 2.
Plat 2. And how long are they waiting? What is their queue times?
I've been told 30 plus minutes for the most part.
Yeah.
Damn. And what's the queue time? Like that same area, what's the queue time for League of Legends?
Instantaneous is my guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Nice.
just not a
It's-
populated rank yet.
Yeah,
right?
it's a population thing.
In League,
That's what
you've
I'm-
already got a... Yeah.
That's kind of what I was just trying to get at and try to understand, because
My
like,
guess is the League queues are pretty instant in Plat.
Okay. All right. The rate of VP gain and loss. We want rank to be a game mode that provides closely matched solo and duo partied players an opportunity to prove their skill and see how they stack up against the rest of the Predecessor community. It's important, therefore, that we ensure our victory point system operates in line with those goals and smoothly guides players towards an accurate assessment of their skills and abilities. We're measuring the rates at which players gain or lose VP and matching that movement against expected skill distribution to ensure players land in ranks according to their capabilities, but still have opportunities to rank up as they practice and improve their gameplay. Now, this one to me, all right, and I said this in a comment in our creator Discord. I'm not on your guys' level by any means. I'm not one that can just carry bronze 3 people and carry myself to W so I can get out of that spot. That's not how it feels. And I'm playing these games. I played multiple ranked matches. Even after I said I wasn't going to play them, I was like, well, I'll give it another shot. Playing these ranked matches. And I went in one of those matches. I was Xera's jungle. I went 15-4-9. I did one of my best games that I've had in a while. And I had no chance because the team I had was just there. Like they're supposed to be bronze 3s. Like that's where they're supposed to be. But so how am my victory points being I'm getting there to based off my skills and abilities? Like I did well in that. I did very well in that game. But like I was on the losing side. I got the same VP that the rest of my losing team got the same VP. Like it's something, and I'm not saying you there's a way to fix that. All right, I'm just saying like I don't see how this is a thing. It's very unfun in this situation to be started down at the bottom. I don't understand. Like I would rather again start them in the mid, like F6 said before. Start them somewhere in the middle. I'll just sit out and I'll let those people fall down. All right. And then once they fall down, now I'll start playing ranked and like, wait a minute. And then I'll go where I need to go. Whether I'm too high, whether I'm too low, whatever, I will be able to climb because whoever I'm playing with in that area is more in that area. It's rough. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be in gold with a bronze on my team.
Here's my thing. Okay. On that point, if
Which
I'm
one?
in gold and I can't queue with somebody, they should not get into my games.
Right? It won't let you queue with a
Crashy.
bronze.
I tried to queue with Crashy and he's bronze. And then the next game that I loaded into had a bronze in it. And I'm like,
Right.
I actually had I had that happen with a homie. He couldn't queue with me because he was bronze. I'm like, sorry, bro. We got a solo queue. Solo queue, same fucking team. Legit.
I tried teaming up with Ritter that first week. The first time I was able to play, I played 2 like solo queues. No, I was loading up. I was like, hey man, you want a game? He's like, yeah. We partied up, and he's like, I can't queue. He says it won't let me queue because you're too low. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I haven't even played a match yet. So and again, he was gold, I was bronze. I'm like, well, all right, is what it is. And then I tried queuing with somebody else, whatever. And again, it was I thought they were, because I think he was higher gold. Ritter was higher gold. So this guy's all right, you're lower gold. Maybe this will work. Nope, it won't work. I was like, well, I don't know. I can't fix that. So I have to solo queue all my ranked matches, and solo queue is straight cancer, and I want nothing to do with it. So
Well, let me ask you guys, how much more time would you be willing to wait in queue for better matchups so that you don't have a bronze in a gold match?
well, the time that I'm playing, again, this is just me. I don't know about the rest of the guys that they've been able to climb rank. The time that I'm playing is more of a peak time frame, and I'm getting maybe a 3-minute queue, and I'm willing to wait 10 minutes if I get a better queue. But then again, I'm not gonna get a quote unquote better queue because I'm still bronze 3. I'm gonna be stuck down with these bronze 3ers, and I can't get out of that. So I'm not in that situation. So I guess, but that I'm willing to wait 10 minutes at least with what I already have.
I mean, my games are realistically like pretty well match made. Like I'm gold 1. I feel like, I mean, you see some weird like bronze and silver people, but a lot of them are like good players who haven't played as much. So I don't know. I feel like most of my games, the matchmaking's fairly good. I mean, it's still kind of a 50-50 on whether or not your team like, gets an off roll playing support and then they, pick something dumb and feed their brains out, right? Like that's still a 50-50, of course. But I feel like my games are like pretty well match made. I mean, most of my games are just like 6 or 8 PCC players plus a couple of other people.
Probably real with you. I got to gold 3 2 weeks ago, and I literally just had nothing but like I always had 1 or 2 bronze teammates on my team every single time, and I was just like, all right, I'm gonna stop playing until people climb. So that way, yeah, until people climb. So that way, when I play gold, hopefully there's more gold players or something like that. Instead of just like the 100 gold players at the time or some shit. I forget it.
Right.
I mean, just looking at I played 6 ranked games before Predcast today. And I know, there's 1 player in here that I've never seen before. And the rest of them are like people that I've definitely played games with. Half of them are PCC players. Like, I feel like the matchmaking is fairly good.
Isn't there also like a internal first 10 matches or something like that, or like placement essentially?
Nope.
Well,
Not really. I mean,
you get
it only
more
takes you, like, 10
points.
matches to get out of bronze if you're winning,
Okay.
right?
So that's what it is when you
Yeah.
get out here.
But you get more points in the earlier games.
Beginning, yeah.
Like you win
That's
33
why-
per game, I want to say. So
I miss. I gotta be frank. I miss Mike's version of ranked. I played since season 6. I know Pinzo, you've been playing a lot before this. up to season 10, it was always you start 1500, bad players fall down, they go to silver, bronze, whatever, silver, and then you slowly climb. You win a lot, you climb faster. But they also have a larger player base, so they can do that.
Yeah. Since you brought Smite up, I need to make this disclaimer because it obviously wasn't heard in the last video that we talked about.
That shit was hilarious.
We do reference other MOBAs, to bring in, to make examples of and use them and to make a point. So we're using that. That's what Sonny just said with Smite. I did it last week with Paladins. All right. So excuse me for being better at Paladins ranked, but it's a more enjoyable experience.
That shit was hilarious. The fact that the first like what is it? The first 3 sentences of the Predcast,
the intro,
we give the disclaimer that we bring up other MOBAs, and literally one of the comments, bro, when I got that notification, I started dying laughing. It literally was like, "Why the fuck do you talk about Paladin so much?"
Yeah, it's like, yeah, why do you? So he's like, you're so much better at Paladins ranked. Let's quit talking about Paladins. I'm like, what? I didn't say I was better at Paladins ranked. I said I had a more enjoyable experience with Paladins ranked. That's a completely different situation. I'm probably better at Predecessor than I am at Paladins, but like the experience is different.
I think that's fair to say too. I think anybody's going to have a better experience with an established rank system than a brand new one that they're still testing. It would be cool if they would let us know exactly what they were told the pitfalls of releasing ranked all at once would be, like by these industry experts. And it would also be cool if they would let us know what they are trying to gather. What are they testing for? I mean, we know that, I guess, that it's just trying to do the best matchmaking that they can, but
part of it, I'm sure, is gauging interest. I mean, like, what percent of players do you think play ranked when it like that's an open question. Like, I have a guess of what I would think, but like
I'd probably say like 20%, right?
I
was gonna say 25.
Really? I would think a lot more. I don't know, maybe it's just the being in the community so long, everybody asking for ranked every time one of these games comes out, and everybody asking for ranked back in Paragon's day. It seemed to me like everybody wanted to play ranked, and the people that did not want to play ranked were the minority.
Oh, believe me, everybody wants to play ranked. I had a guy that had only 36 matches, and first match he played was with me in ranked. It was a lot of fun. Was that /S? I want to make sure the sarcasm was noticed in that.
I mean, I just know, like, in Smite, it's like a lot of console players, they don't play Conquest, which is like the main game mode. They also just don't play ranked, right? So like in this game, I'm assuming the console split is, the vast majority of players are console. Like, do they play ranked? I don't know. Maybe it's different in this game because it's a different, it's like 3D or whatever. Could be. That my guess would have been, like 25-30% max are actually like actively queuing many games of ranked in a row at least.
It would be good to see the data.
Right.
I'd be very interested to see a spreadsheet.
Maybe not like full, like.
Let's give them a little picture graph.
I want an Excel link. Give me a Microsoft Excel link. I need a spreadsheet.
Let me see the damn data you guys be gathering.
Right?
Stop gatekeeping the data, Omena.
Bro, I just know the internet's undefeated. I was just gonna say internet's undefeated. Whenever this came out, I went immediately to the comments section. One of the first comments: "Why the fuck are they asking Paragon? They never even got to rank."
That's what I was thinking when I read that. I'm like, huh? I'm like, I don't remember them having a ranked mode.
Yeah, they didn't. It was all that third party fucking.
It was all casual shit.
Whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
GG, yep.
Speaking of a third party, real quick, since we got Mangoose here, did somebody see, like, didn't somebody
see that what we're calling it?
Alit was doing something?
Oh, really?
No way! Like, actually put up a video.
Somebody made a post that Alit was active or somewhere. I don't know if he was like.
I saw Alit like 6 months ago in my chat.
Okay.
No shit. Alit came into my chat over Christmas and was like, "Hey, yo, is this game good?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's pretty all right."
I heard that happened with Summit too.
And then he dipped. Like, that was literally it. It was like 3 messages.
All right. No, I thought I saw somewhere like somebody posted somewhere that like Alit was either playing the game or doing something or involved getting active again. So that'd be interesting.
That'd be cool to see.
It just reminds me of that TikTok I made of you, me, Mangoose with that.
Yeah.
He has 2 messages sent in my stream. They are Is this game kind of alive? ? And then, yup, just checking the game. That's it.
All right.
Bearded, you mentioned third party. I do want to mention real quick, just to kind of mentioning people who are really behind the scenes, but we all know about them, and kind of are pillars of the community. You know, like Omega City. We all use that. Like they essentially gave us ranked before ranked, gave us a reason to like refresh after every match to see where we at and who we played against and stuff. So really huge for me. Huge shout out to Core and his entire team. And then that dude that makes the wallpapers, Shift AC, or like in-game screenshots, all that stuff. That's, you know what I mean? Like those guys, kind of unwritten, uncredited heroes, but like they kept the interest.
For sure.
For sure.
Oh yeah, the late Owl guy. Let's not forget him and his contribution. Yeah.
While we're doing shout outs, I wanted to mention something that I was just thinking about today is the Predecessor OST is fucking fantastic. Me being somebody that only plays like a couple days out of the month, like when I boot up Predecessor and I hear that song, it like pumps me up. It's very reminiscent of Adrenaline, which was my favorite Paragon OST. And but it's not so similar that it's cheesy, you know what I mean? Just fucking great job whoever composed their OST.
They've stepped their audio up a lot.
Good job, sound guy.
Can you for the people that don't know, asking for a friend, can you explain what OST is?
Opening soundtrack.
Okay, gotcha. I'll let them know. Rank distribution. Sorry, I was in the military. I had acronyms like shoved down my throat. I still have a scratch back here.
Office of Special Teams.
Like I was like OST. Like, wait, that's another acronym. I don't know this one.
OST 4.
Yeah. Rank distribution. Salute to those already on ranked grind. The whole team have been thrilled to see so many players really maximizing their time with ranked, with those at the front of the pack already homing in on that prestigious diamond range. We want to provide opportunities to our most dedicated players to put in the work at the top, but it's also important to make sure we don't end up with a sharply split distribution between the most competitive players and those with more limited weekly gaming time. This is important not only for matchmaking queue time and quality, but also to ensure that we have a smooth distribution of players across all ranks. Hero balance. Our big overhaul patch version 18 certainly shook up the meta, and we're still in the process of bringing a few heroes and items in line with our overall balance goals. The likes of Grim.exe, Sparrow, Gideon, and Grux completely dominated the pick and ban rates across the first few weeks of ranked, and we want to make sure we're operating our ranked mode with a level of balance that offers more opportunities to flex different heroes, builds, and strategy. The recently released version 19 and upcoming 19.1 updates are focused on bringing those outliers under control and opening up the available cast, creating a healthier playing field for competitive play. With all these different data points to monitor and many more besides, it's an extremely layered process to successfully roll out a high-quality competitive game mode like Ranked. And in order to make it the very best it can be, we need to allow ourselves every opportunity to balance each consideration fully. What does success look like? Success for ranked mode is twofold. Firstly, it means providing a polished experience for competitive players, featuring effective progression and the shortest queues possible without comprising the tightest possible skill-based matchmaking. Secondly, however, success also means mitigating the potential impact of this new mode on standard matchmaking, which is impacted when a significant portion of players switch game modes to play ranked, leaving longer queues and worse matchmaking for everyone else. So far, we are pleased to say that aside from the first week or so of free-for-all matchmaking, we're starting to see that that first criteria for success being met. Queues during the hours ranked mode is open remains strong. Matchmaking is effectively placing players in their skill brackets, and we're seeing some extremely dedicated players kicking butt on the leaderboard. Similarly, this phased rollout is meaning the impact to matchmaking for regular matches and brawl mode has also been minimal, with small increases in queue times during ranked periods, but not enough to cause substantial alarm or to change our course of action. With these two perspectives informing our rollout, we've been quick to action regarding regular changes to the availability of the game mode to balance this need to follow the data with the demand we've seen from you to increase the hours ranked available. Next steps. At the time of writing this, we've just announced week 4 of ranked mode, bringing the total playable days to 4 times that it was a month ago. Meaning players can now enjoy the mode Thursday through Sunday each week. We'll continue reviewing our success metrics, examining queue length, matchmaking, and player numbers, and if all goes well, continue to expand availability over time. We hope soon to expand the duration as well as the number of days available, so look out for more posts on our socials each week as we detail that what changes we're able to make. All right. Any more conversations on rank before we go into the sad news?
Sad.
I got a question for when you reach that. I mean, I'm not gonna, but people who are gonna reach the Paragon rank.
Yep.
I'm guessing that will be uncapped in the sense of points. You know what I mean?
I would imagine it's uncapped.
Because you know with Smite, they cap it at 3,500 or something like that. So people would just get there and then stay there.
I would imagine it'll be closer to Apex Legends ranked mode, where once you hit Pred, or once you hit whatever Masters, your like MMR or whatever your VP in Pred is uncapped, and the leaderboard will just be whoever has the most Paragon VP. That'd be my guess. I no one's there yet, obviously, but like that'd be my assumption.
I would see them capping it, like maybe like a higher, like.
If you cap it, the leaderboard doesn't mean anything because you hit cap.
You don't have the true number 1.
Yeah, but you have to stay capped, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but in Smite's Grandmasters is the top 50 players, and the MMR cap is 3,500, and so you just hit 3,500 and get GM, and then nobody plays. They go play on an alt account.
Growing up, I never wanted to get capped, so
these players do. I can't explain it, but no, if once you hit cap, it's like the leaderboard doesn't really matter because every Grandmaster in Smite and half the Masters are 3,500, right? So I would hope it's uncapped, even if there's a cap like internal MMR for like how high it can matchmake you, so you can like still get games. Leave the VP uncapped. Let someone. It's not gonna be me, but let someone get fucking 1,000 Paragon VP.
And are you slowly dropping if you're not playing?
I would imagine there's decay.
Yeah. So those are just
that's pretty standard to have decay. I mean, on the assumption it's like comparable to most other games ranked mode, there would be decay.
All right. An update on PlayStation 4. As you know, Predecessor has been in early access development for over a year and a half, first becoming available on Steam and Epic back in 2022, and welcoming players on PlayStation and Xbox a few months ago. Meta Studios' Predecessor and our thriving community of champions have gone from strength to strength during this time, and we're extremely proud of how far we've come together. As we look ahead at the rest of 2024 and beyond, we're equally excited with what the future holds for Predecessor. Unfortunately, though, we've also got to share some difficult news. We're sunsetting the PlayStation 4 version of the game. This decision hasn't been made lately, but unfortunately, Predecessor's performance on hardware released over a decade ago simply cannot keep up with the modern expectations and the power afforded by the current generation consoles and PCs. We see this in our crash reports and importantly, from the substantial volume of support tickets and feedback we get from players experiencing those constant crashes and performance issues. We're at a point where we're unable to push certain technical boundaries of Predecessor due to those performance limitations, holding back development of more demanding features like new dynamic maps, real-time lighting and visual effects, and so much more. Ultimately, this is a problem. This problem isn't one that can be solved like most others. This disparity between the PlayStation 4 version and the PC and current generation versions will only widen as time goes on. We will be removing the PlayStation 4 version of the game from the PlayStation Store on July 11th, today. Anyone who has already downloaded the game before this time will be able to continue playing until we officially close support for the game on PlayStation 4 in January 2025. Unfortunately, due to factors outside our control, we are unable to offer refunds for purchases made on the platform. Fortunately, however, PlayStation already supports account sharing, meaning if you migrate to PlayStation 5, you will find all your predecessor data ready for you to pick up again. Account linking for additional platforms will follow suit, coming a little later this year. Okay, so pour one out for the PlayStation 4 homies. Sad news. Kind of a bummer. I get it. I was very happy to find out they were bringing it to PlayStation 4 because at the time I was one of the ones that didn't have a PS5, right? I only had a PS4. My son was using it, but I built a PC to play these pair of zombies because I knew they weren't going to be available for console. But I know that I have friends that were only playing on PS4 and only had that option. So it was great. But I agree with what is being said, that it is literally an anchor. Like they're just holding us down when we're trying to rise to a better game and be a better game. We need to be able to expand on these better looking maps, the lighting, the actual things that we can, push out content for. That stuff that we need. Windu made he retweeted the tweet about this. And what did you say, Windu? Can you bring that up real quick and say what you said on your tweet? I know it was kind of like something like something like good riddance. Like I want like 4K everything or whatever, something. You didn't say 4K, but I know that's what was in your head.
I said this?
Yeah.
I mean, the best quality you can get, just in general.
100%.
Like,
I mean, it's like a bummer, but if it is holding them back, then like, I don't know.
If it's stopping me from getting a better game, good riddance.
If that's why we don't have a new map yet, then they should have shut off PS4 a year ago.
They should have never even brought PS4 if they needed to.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I got a bit of a spicy take on this. You wanted spicy, here comes spicy.
Let's go.
I think it's bullshit that they ever released a PS4 at all. I think they knew from the very beginning that it was not a sustainable thing to do. We talked about this for a long time. None of these games should have ever came out for PS4 because with Unreal 5 coming out, everybody knew what was going to happen. Everybody knew
they wanted the Paragon community.
Move to appeal to the hearts of old Paragon players that loved playing Paragon on PS4. And I think it's kind of a bullshit marketing move because now we have this situation where they're having to get rid of it and not being able to give refunds to the people that spent money on skins and shit. I don't like this at all. I mean, I like that that they're no longer supporting the PS4, especially if it's holding them back. I just think that they never should have released it on PS4 in the first place. And I think it was a calculated decision, and I don't care for that one bit.
I will say though, I know there's people still on PS4, but hear me out. PS4 came out like 11 years ago.
Right, yeah, 12, yeah.
and the thing is, like, if you're a hardcore PlayStation gamer, at some point you gotta upgrade, right? That's like people complaining they shut down my 360, bitch. Xbox X is out. What are you complaining about?
That's like when Mega's yelling, like, because my CPU or GPU doesn't work well anymore for this game. Like, you just upgrade it. Like, it's just you're at that point, and just to be stuck there is kind of wild to me, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah, it's like at some point they gotta upgrade.
I completely agree. I would completely agree with you in the sense of if we were talking about upgrading from a PS3 to a PS4, right? But upgrading from a PS4 to a PS5, like it says in the report, PS5 is one of the only games that you're able to play. Like, you have backwards compatibility. So anything that you already have, like the money you spent on Predecessor, you still get to play it when you do upgrade to a PS5, right? And if you even
it's a worthwhile upgrade.
Maybe if you don't upgrade to a PS5, you upgrade to a PC, it's not available just yet, but account linking will be available in the future. So all your stuff that you've already had, all the skins you've accumulated, all the sprays you've accumulated right now, you still get to use when you do make that upgrade, whatever upgrade you make. PS5 right now was the quickest you get to play it. If you upgrade to a PC instead, you got to wait for account linking to be available, and then you'll be able to get all your stuff you had.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you.
There, so it's not like they lost money completely. Like, so I understand.
Yeah.
There is something there to benefit the player themselves.
Yeah, and I think I'm with you guys too as well on that. Why are you still fucking playing on a PS4? If you've got money to spend on Predecessor, use that money to upgrade to a PS5.
Preach, bro.
The problem is I think that they knew going into the PS4 release that it was not going to be on PS4 for a very long time, was not going to be able to be run on a PS4 for a very long time. And I think that's a good thing. Why would you want to fucking play a game now that could be played on a fucking decades old system?
I think it's a good move, though. A good business-wise, it's a good marketing move. It's like you put that piece of bacon in their mouth, and now you yanked it out. Now you're like, you got them. You again. We talked about on the Fall Partner panel before, Mangoose, about looking for a bigger pond. You can't just fish in the small pond. You got to expand. You got to be looking, right. And if they would have only opened up to the PS5, the PS4 people that didn't get to experience Paragon again would still be stuck on a PS4 playing whatever games they have on the PS4. But now that they've had that itch again, they found Predecessor. Like, wait a minute, I get to play Paragon again? That's like, okay, well, now I need to upgrade because this is my only option to do that. You brought that fish over to the other pond that we're talking about bringing into. It's a calculated move in that situation.
I'm gonna shout out real quick just because I laughed my ass off reading this. So no one special here now in the chat, bro. Just give them the first hit. They'll come back for more. Like.
It's still kind of a bad, like, yes, there's like that good side of it, like when you look at it, like, I guess from a company view, but from like a consumer, you're just like easing me and like giving me false hope, if that makes sense. So like,
it's not false hope. It
is false hope because you're telling me, hey, I'm going to be able to play on a PS4.
You were able to play it on a PS4.
Okay, but you already knew that was going to be a problem, so you're being scummy about it. That's like me saying like, hey, we're going to sell you this nice used car, but I already know there's something wrong with it, and then you get it, you use it for like a month, and then you find out something.
No, let me give you a different example, right? They gave you fresh tires for your old shitty car that you're gonna have to swap out anyway. And when you get the new car, guess what? We still got tires for you, motherfucker. Like, hey, it's not our fault you had a shitty car, but we still provided the tires that you needed and you wanted. You feel me?
Why does it always go to cars?
I didn't start it.
I think they needed it.
Love you, F6.
To do it on PlayStation 4, just because it's so easier to say, hey, OG PlayStation 4 old player, you can dust off that old PlayStation and you can play your favorite game from 6 years ago, rather than say, hey, we got your game, but you got to go get that new PlayStation before you can play it. I think that was a good move to like he said, to get those hardcore players. And also a lot of, including myself, a lot of our console players were watching all the PC guys plays different pair of zombies throughout the years, you know what I mean? So it was like, when are we getting ours? When are we getting ours? So now there was a chance, they took it. I think it was a great business move, but yeah, shitty that it came out like this. But yeah, great business move, really.
My question for you, Sonny, is why dusting off a PlayStation 4 looks like making a sandwich?
I don't know. Maybe I'm getting But I also know a lot of people who really did not play any other games after Paragon, being
right.
Like nothing really. And then, let me put my kid down because that was 6 years ago. Now I'm a grown ass man. I'm doing all this other stuff. But hey, my favorite game that brought me so much joy, I can play it back. I think, yeah, that's what they were betting on.
Okay. Community roundup. Oh, sorry. You want to say one, dude?
Oh no, I was gonna say, I wonder how many people are actually gonna upgrade to PS5 just to play. I wonder if they're gonna track that. Just text to see the accounts, which one logged in PS4, which one logged in PS5.
So, I mean, I'm in that realm, right? I'm that committed gamer. Like, I built a PC so I could play these pair of zombies, right? I had a PS4. I've been following him. I've been watching Mangoose's videos. I've been watching Predict HD videos. I've been watching to see what was happening and what's going on, when a game's gonna be playable, and when it came finally available. Hey, Fault was the first one I can play. Let's go. Right? I built a PC because that's the only way I could play it. Right? But I wanted to play this game because that's what it was. Now, in the same situation, like my two favorite games I've ever played, my games that I love playing, Paragon and college football. Right? I'm one of the few lucky ones that both these games are getting remade, right? But college football is getting remade. Guess what? It's only getting remade on console. So my only way for me to play it is I had to buy a console. I bought myself, my son's got a PS5. I had to buy myself a PS5 that's sitting right here, ready for me to play on Monday, right? Like, you do what you got to do if you want to play the game. Like, that's just
what kind of game releases on a Monday?
Well, it's supposed to release on a Tuesday. Well, sorry. The release is actually, the full release is on the 19th. But if you bought the deluxe edition, you get it 3 days early, which is supposed to be on the Tuesday. But if you read everything, it says it's releasing at 4 p.m. on Monday. So
until they remake Tecmo Bowl, I'm out.
Well, you just get the emulator that I have, and I've been playing it.
Those are illegal. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't use emulators.
I bought it on Temu. I don't care. It cost me like $15.
Not Temu. That's worse than Wish, dude.
Sure, whatever. I don't care. It works, and I get to play Tecmo Bowl. Now Mangoose is a perfect Frozen picture right there. That's awesome.
We like it.
So, all right. Community roundup. Dastard Drongo. Mad Cat keeps on making up great art here. I think these are either sticker arts that they've been using. So keep up the work there. Dragon's Fortune Howitzer skin concept. If you read Predecessor report before, you'll know that Din126 is no stranger to getting featured recently. He shared his concept concept art for an Oriental inspired howitzer skin sporting ornate dragon fireworks cannons and gorgeous red and gold template design. Stunning. Who wrote that messed me up, man. Holy cow. I'm not the greatest reader, but damn, that hurt me. All right, Grim.exe abandoned skin concept. This one's a very different view of Grim.exe. We see Grim.exe as a bit of a goofy hero at times, but Peach has shared her version for a far more sinister rendition, featuring our lovable robot skinned as a menacing devil with Grim floating nearby, offering demonic incantations. This deadly duo would surely cause stir on the battlefield. That would be one hell of a skin. That would be
throw some holy water on it and I'll buy it for sure.
That'll probably be the first $100 skin they throw out there.
You think that's only $100?
At least. I never say they can go up. Maybe 120. Probably see 120.
What's the biggest plat bundle? Is it like 100? Is it what
It's
is
100.
it? 10,000 for $100? Is it 10,000 plat?
Yep,
Okay, so it'll be like
I buy one every month.
10,200 plat.
You get the sprays though.
I mean, I'll still buy
Mangoose,
it.
did you get to see that Grim.exe skin on the Pred report?
Nope.
Oh, that would you'll like that one. That was pretty
Pull up the stream. I got
If
it.
they up their skin game, that would be nice.
No. This is
It's a fan
it's a
concept.
community roundup. It's a fan art.
Oh, okay.
The Grim is a devil, and
Like some sort of
fawn
looking devil, right?
A devil, and then the Grim is a
Like an angel on his shoulder.
Demon.
well, more
like a witch.
A witch.
A witch reading.
A grimoire.
Yeah. So
Wait,
pretty
Mangus,
cool
have you
looking.
seen the Undertow skin line?
Yeah, I did see that.
Those are looking nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's talk about what we heard. What was it leaked by Ace, or was it just said by Ace, or what? Like, what was it?
No, he
Another?
showed
So
pictures.
I was about to say,
Was it on his
Twitter.
Twitter? Like,
I'm showing it right now. So
Okay.
RDS Ace here today, 3:00 p.m. Eastern, basically says one of the things we added in 0.20 is minimap scaling. You'll be able to adjust how big or small you want the map. And then he shows two different pictures. We'll look at them here real quick, side by side. I'm assuming the first one is literally just what the minimap traditionally looks like.
Yeah.
And then option number 2 is significantly smaller, way in the corner.
No, I think the option number 2 is the original.
Actually, yeah, you're right. I just realized
Option number 1 is the you get to make it bigger, so it's like, hey, this is what's happening on the map.
Is it?
Yeah,
No,
that's what I think.
no. Option number 2 is considerably smaller than it is on live.
Yeah, that
Maybe they're both different from the original then, because option number 1 is definitely bigger than what is
Yeah.
actually live,
2 is way smaller than what it is currently.
and
Can you
that
move
could
it?
be.
Is it movable or no? It just scales.
My guess is it's not movable.
And my guess not moving. My guess is it's just scalable.
as long as we're working in the right
That's,
direction.
that's
he said baby
If I
steps.
can make it big enough to fill up the
Makes
entire
sense.
right side of my screen, we're good.
Please, I don't even use that side of the screen, dude.
For widescreen, people are gonna have that shit at like 4,000% if possible.
First of all,
I actually just
played
play
on
off the
screen.
mini map. I don't use my screen at all. It's like
Just
it's like
one
low
big mini
resolution, low resolution League of Legends. It's just dots.
It's as long as the mini map's translucent, you can see, like, it's like opaque. You can just see through it. Like, all right, I can understand what's happening behind it. Yeah, there we go.
yeah,
Yeah,
it needs to be movable to make sense. Yeah.
But that's great news, though. That's something I think that needs to happen. I would love to be able to have a customizable HUD, you know, to move things around to where you want it to be. You know, as a streamer, that would be great to have things put in. So like my camera's not covering certain things or whatever, you know, or I can, adjust it to where I can put a camera perfectly and not have to miss things. That would be perfect. But I also would want again, to be able to move that map a little more to the center. You know, maybe I don't want it so big, but I want it more accessible to where my eye vision's at, and I don't have to flick so hard to like look to top right. There it is. So yeah, I like it. Great change in my opinion.
yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a step in the right direction.
To like to
But
put
yeah.
that shit center screen.
Center screen, like 10% opacity, just enough to see stuff.
yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
oh man, that's
I
gonna be
want
a day.
that. I want it covering my crosshair all the way over it.
And then I should be able to ping on it. And then after that, GG's. Best game ever.
I need to chill out, bro.
What do
right.
you mean?
All right, now time to get on to my spicy subject. Windu, when was Hero Affinity announced?
Oh goddamn.
When do you think it was? I'll give you
All
the
right.
date. I have it right here.
All right,
When do you
bet.
think it was announced?
I'm gonna go on a wild guess and say September of 2023.
Not too bad. October 23rd, 2023.
But I say I've been around, son.
Yep.
I've been around. Me and Mangus were there day 1 of the test of Predecessor. Don't forget that shit.
I got
And-
the first kill. I got the first kill of Predecessor ever.
Sorry, and that was when they made the update. Was October 23rd. The original post. Does it say the date of the original post? It doesn't say the date of the original post. So, but the original, because we all remember the original post is when they made that, like, oh my gosh, that was kind of felt scammy. You know, you got to pay to get the Affinity skin bullshit.
Oh,
October
when they
23rd.
reverted.
October 23rd is when they reverted. Hey, last Friday, we shared information about our upcoming Hero Affinity system, a feature that would recognize award, whatever. So then the Prestige skin is now on the non-payable track. Okay, that's when they made that, right? So that's what I went back October 23rd, 2023. All right, Sonny,
Mhm.
when was Amber announced?
It had to be maybe like January or something, no?
Not bad. You and Windu are like a 1 month off situation. February 26, 2024. Okay. Amber is announced as introduces the new soft currency, right? And in here, the new soft currency called Amber is being introduced primarily as a means to purchase new heroes as soon as they come out. Under the previous system, player choices were limited due to the inefficiencies suffered when trying to unlock a hero. What do we mean by this? Well, imagine you're close to unlocking a hero. It's all about hero unlocking, right? Okay. All right, and then it's all about how you can get it by playing games, blah 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 blah. Hero unlocking. That's what Amber was originally introduced for. Okay. Now, let me scroll down here. Let me remember this date real quick. Okay. Scroll down here when it actually says something about what we're talking about.
Feels like fun, bro. It's still crazy to me. Why you find that? It's so crazy to me how much time has passed, bro.
So it gets implemented. When did all right, F6, when did Amber get implemented?
It was in March, end of March.
There you go. End of March? Wrong. March 3rd, 2024.
Give it to him.
Patch version 15. Well, yeah, I give him March. He if you just would have said March, I would have looked at it, but he said end of March. I go, hold up, wrong. All right. Now we had a pred report 5, right? V1 is 5. No, 5 is V. V1 is 4.
V1 is 6.
Pred report V1 is 6. All right, my bad.
V is 4.
Fuck, I don't know Roman noodles. All right, leave me alone.
Okay.
When was that pred report posted?
Probably like mid-April.
Good guess going off the March situation, but actually March 18, 2024. All right. And in here, quick fire questions. It says, Amber, why did Amber launch so few uses? We envision Amber as a multi-purpose soft currency. We have plans to make it more useful for more things beyond hero acquisition. But in order to roll it out quickly and without too many variables that could go wrong, we elected to limit it on launch to just this one use. Once we're happy that it's working as intended and have plenty of data to back that up, we'll be rolling out further uses for the currency. All right. The reason I brought Affinity into it is because we were told when Affinity got dropped, we were eventually going to get this thing called tokens, right? Tokens, we're not getting tokens anymore, right? It was hinted, and it was never actually, I read through it. It was never actually said Amber is replacing tokens, but tokens have never been talked about since, right? So, but tokens was supposed to be the way you can freely unlock the affinity tracks, right? But then Amber comes out, and then Amber's talked about saying, hey, we actually plan on having multiple uses for this. There's people in this game that have over 100K Amber and have all the heroes. Like there's nothing that they're literally accumulating Amber nonstop, playing this game, and they have nothing to spend it for. And Amber's been out since March 3rd. March 18th, they said they were like, hey, we're gonna roll it out slowly, but we want to get data, and so we could get more uses for it. It is now July 11th. Okay. There has to be enough data points for you to at least give us one more thing that we can use Amber for. I get if you want to slow roll it like rank, fine, but you should at least give us something, whether that be affinity track, whether that be like T2 skins, something that we should be able to use Amber for. The fact that we're accumulating Amber for no fucking reason at all is aggravating. The fact that you told us that, like, here, we got this, and then nothing's being said about it. We just had a pred report. I closed it out, so I don't remember the date that we just had this pred report that just got posted. Nothing was said in this pred report about Amber. We keep going forward, and we're not getting any information on this. It's a soft currency that we're not able to use. What are we doing with it? Please answer me this question, Ometa. Like,
it's a savings account.
For what?
I don't know, but we're saving.
For movable minimap. Yeah, no.
You should be able to buy a rank so you get out of bronze.
Let me buy silver 1, please.
Give me something.
No, it's completely on their back burner. I mean,
that's what I was.
It's just completely out of their sight. Just the fact they didn't even mention it, and they know how much there's traffic about it in Discords and everything. Just like there's traffic about, limited queues on ranked, limited times on ranked, and all that. And they didn't even mention like, hey, yeah, we heard it, we're working on it. Nothing. So that just means it's not even close to.
And that's the worst part about it. This is a player retention system.
Right, exactly.
And you're not focusing, again, I don't think it needs to be priority number 1, priority number 2, or priority number 3. But it definitely, from March 18th to July 11th, something should have been said, if not something implemented by this time. Nothing has been said to let us know what the plan is, what the intention is. Nothing. We got nothing on this, and it's aggravating for a player retention system to go to the wayside so hard.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's been pushed like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure in the whatever the roadmap that we got, either whenever December or January, pretty sure it said like Twitch drops are supposed to be coming, right? Same thing.
Yeah.
Another thing.
I mean, they said, didn't they say we're getting a new roadmap like in August or something?
They're talking about dropping a roadmap sometime after the next content patch.
I mean, I don't know. Half the shit's not done on the last roadmap. Who knows?
Yeah. And that's another thing. I agree with you. That's other things that these are things that like I get things getting pushed. I understand that situation, but just because they get pushed doesn't mean they're all of a sudden we just forget about it as a community. Like these are things like it's literally we see it every fucking time we play a game, and you finish all of a sudden, boom, hey, you've accumulated this amber. It's like, well, sweet, that's a pointless stat. Like I literally can use nothing for that. I accumulate more than I spend because every new hero I'll use that to get the new hero. Right? Because that's what it's used for, the hero acquisition system.
I wonder how console gamers would feel about the subject. You know, people that have only been around for a couple months.
I mean, I'm a console gamer. I have 250K with all heroes on it. So,
you have 250K? No fucking shot.
Yep.
All right, so he's gaming more than I do because I don't have that much. But like,
how about that? I don't have that much.
So brawl wins give you a lot. There's a certain milestone you hit, and as you level up, like your account level or player.
Yeah, every 4 levels you get a good boost.
And even just some random wins that I didn't even see, like 1600 here, 800 there. It's crazy amount. My number one thing was like what, because Robbie did say, or Ace did say in Discord that they don't have systems implemented where you can buy separately sprays. I don't know, all these other cosmetic stuff. But why can we use Amber to purchase recolor of the skins that we originally purchased with actual currency?
Yeah.
Like that would be the great use, and give us some crazy number. Let's say 50K for a recall. Like cool.
Yeah, at this point we have it.
Yeah.
Our savings account's pretty fucking full.
Give us anything.
We have plenty.
Just something to make sense of.
You're saying let's say like new skin comes out, buy the skin with premium currency, but then the variants themselves have to be Amber.
Because
like the Grux Ruby Scarabs skin, like they have the different variants now, right? They have the Maize and Blue one. Like to be able to purchase that, if I already had the Ruby Scarab skin itself, the color variants buy with platinum, or buy with Amber, and I'm okay with that as well. Like I said, I think I even think a T2 skin, like if something that's very limited, like that's like hey whatever, like this a minimal skin would be something that you could get with again, the number can be high. It's not like it's hard to get Amber, you know, but like just give me, I personally want it for affinity tracks because there's crowns and there's other things on the affinity track, the purchase side that I want to be able to use.
That should be like a bare minimum for sure. Yeah, I fucking can't with Turd Dog in the chat saying I wish my tax return looked like my Amber. I'm fucking done.
Right? My house, man. Yeah.
You know, that's not, but I'm saying like there we've gotten, and again, maybe if you're not giving us a system to use it on, at least give us information on it. We've gotten nothing. Like it's insane.
I see exactly what you're saying. It's not working as a retention system if there's no reason to get more. Yeah. I wonder how hard it is to create those systems to link it to sprays and PFPs and all that.
I have no clue. I'm not a dev by any means, so you're right. I don't know how hard that would be.
Is that the UI person? I don't even know.
I have no clue. I would think it's probably a combination UI, you know, and some other things
back end
into it. But like,
who was that company they hired? They hired that company to do their back end. I'm sure that they could probably take care of it.
Something Byte.
They're still using them. What's that?
Something Byte. Wasn't it?
Yeah,
like Pixel Byte or some random shit. I don't remember.
That was fucking way back in the day.
Yeah. I did, but they did make an announcement that they're stepping away from them.
They were going to be doing their own things.
They might do some like smaller stuff here and there, but they're taking over. Ometa took over the majority of their backend system after that,
like creating their own matchmaking and everything. Yeah.
Kind of put them in the right direction and fix the issues that they had, and put them in the right direction. I can't remember how long ago that post was made. That was forever ago, but like, yeah. So. Yeah, I don't know how hard it would be. Like I said, that maybe it is hard. Maybe it is like we're not able to implement the system, but at least give us information on it. Talk to us about it.
I mean, if I had my way, a little spicy take here.
Oh,
I think the original Epic asset skins are way overcosted, and I think they could sell the original Epic asset skins for Amber at this point and sell their own skins for real money. Now, I don't know why those Epic asset skins are priced the way they are. I mean, I've bitched about this for I don't know how long now.
I can see Jelly saying amen right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's a little more passionate about it than I am. But...
Tell him, Goose. Yeah. So that's why I know he's kind of rolling in his seat right now when I made the comment about loot boxes. So, yeah. So. I would love to know what the community feels. So in the comments on the YouTube video, in the comments in the in Twitch right now, what are your guys' thoughts on Amber? What do you think the Amber should be used for? And what are your thoughts on the lack of communication about Amber from a meta? Because I would maybe me and Sonny are the only ones that feel this way. I don't know. I doubt it. But I'm just kind of annoyed. I've been wanting to talk about this subject, but I knew the Pred report was coming. So I was waiting for the Pred report, hoping I was going to get something. I read the whole Pred report and I got nothing out of it for the Amber in that situation. So fine, here I am on the Predcast after the Pred report's posted. Let's talk about it. And I'm just aggravated. Like, give me something. Like, again, we talk about this company being, some people are saying they need to be more transparent. Some people are saying, well, they gotta work, blah, blah, blah. There's a balance you have to do, right? You don't need to be transparent completely, but you still need to talk to your community and let your community know what's happening. Don't just leave them high and dry. The community is what makes you a company. If you don't have a community, your company's nothing.
I mean, I don't know. I wasn't expecting anything about Amber. So maybe that's why I'm not so distraught. Honestly thought the Pred report was going to be shorter. In all honesty, I thought they were just going to talk about ranked. So maybe it's because my expectations were lower.
Yeah. We need total amount Amber leaderboard, and then we can rank people like, hey. There's some use of it. Some use of it. I don't know what else to do.
There you go. So. I don't know. That's where I'm at. That's my, I'm a little perturbed by it. So, other than that, we're at our 2-hour mark. So we normally not, we're trying to bring these down to an hour for a weekly episode, but I'm going to be upfront with you guys right now. I'm busy next week. 1, playing another game. 2, I have Wednesday, our normal showtime. I will be at a business dinner for my work, so there will be no show next week with what's going on. So this 2-hour episode kind of will make up for that. That missing a week, and we also got 5 weeks of no information. Essentially, maybe, we don't know. That has not been confirmed, but we believe 5 weeks of no changes to the game, no information posted, unless Robbie keeps leaking more stuff like that. So next week we won't be here live. So stay tuned to us on our socials to see when we're going to be going live next. We're hoping 2 weeks from now we'll be going live on that Wednesday. But we can start doing our outros. Again, let's do it the same way we did their intros, in the same order. But this time, give a little feedback to Ometa or feedback to the community, whether it be about ranked, whether it be about casuals, whatever, and where they can find you.
All right, yeah, I'll start. So yeah, Celestial Song, you guys can find me on Twitch. Like I said, I'm a brand new streamer, still essentially raw dogging it from PlayStation 5 straight, no overlays, nothing. So don't be scared, but always you talk to me and all that stuff. I don't have a set schedule. I stream when I can. I got little kids. I work a lot, but yeah, massive shout out to all my people from the Balkans, all the homies out there, and all the people in my Discord. Yeah, let's link up and play. Really, what I have for Omega is like, hey, guys, I know that people are not extremely worried about Smite 2 and all that, but in reality, we are all fighting for the same player base. There's really, that's the same player base. If people are going to play Smite, they're either going to play Smite or they're going to play Predecessor. That's just the type of players we are in this population. So ramp it up. Don't let these guys overtake you, and let's have a great ass game for a very long time. That's all I have to say.
All right. And real quick, you said you brought up Smite too. Mangoose, you've been playing another game that can essentially be a competitor.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that on the stream.
I'm not saying on stream, but like but there's another game, right? That's saying there's something else out in the window.
There's another third-person MOBA on the horizon that is fucking awesome, and I'm completely addicted to it.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. Like that's I didn't want to go into it deeper. Like that this is a predecessor show, but I'm just saying there's other things out there that are. It's not just Smite 2. There's other things that are coming. So Omeda's got to be head on a swivel, be ready to go.
Very true. Shout out to Omega. Predecessor's come a long ways. Been tracking them forever, and it's great to see them being so successful. It's great to see new content creators come into this community and build their own communities out of this game, just like we did way back in the Paragon days, and the people are doing it now with Predecessor. And it's great. You can't find me anywhere because I quit this shit. You can find me here occasionally, apparently. That's it.
All right. Well, hey, I'm happy to have you.
I'm
so glad you accepted the invite. It was great having you again. I love shooting the shit with you. So I'm gonna bug you.
You just love the way I eat hot dogs.
That's true. That's true. Anytime we have to do a show on Thursday, I'm gonna just send you an invite anytime. It's like, all right, let's just get you on.
I forgot about this fucking madness. Pinzo.
I'm Pinzo. You guys can catch me Pinzo on all my socials. You guys can catch me streaming almost every day on Twitch. No streams this weekend because we got PCC, so gotta make sure we get a top 8 spot. Other than that, you guys can catch me on Predcast whenever we get an episode in.
Sick. You'll catch me on PCC too. Not playing, of course. I'm retired. I'm getting too old for it. But I'll be casting. I'll be yelling stuff and saying stuff on screen. But other than that, you can catch me streaming over on Twitch. It kind of depends on what game I'm playing that day, but nonetheless, fun. Just having a great time. And every 2 to 3 months, you can catch a YouTube video from me talking about a random gameplay video. Yeah.
All right. As for myself, again, you'll see me Monday, Tuesday, Thursday here live. This next week, probably no Pred content because college football is getting released again. So I'll be playing college football. So if you want to see Michigan win a national championship, come hang out with me. If you want to see a smaller school, you get brought up into the fame, come follow me. I'll do that as well. I'm gonna do a bunch of different stuff with it, and I'm gonna have a blast. That's my true love right there. But I will still be sticking with Predecessor. Don't think I'm just gone now.
I'm about to get that game just to 1v1 you.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You'll be hurting. That's why I don't get driving games to 1v1 you, because I know better. All right, you know better to stay away. All right, ask your buddy Balix how it went. Right, ask Balix how he played me in Madden. It didn't work out too well. So
the European played you in Madden and it didn't go well. Whoa.
He came to me. He came to me and said, "Hey, download this so we can play because I want to 1v1 you." I'm like, okay. So I got Madden and I played him, and it didn't go.
I would have put my money on you too, bro. If it were FIFA, that's a different story. I would have put my money on you too.
I'm not playing FIFA. Anyways, I will be playing Pred because one, I love this show and I love doing the show for everybody. So we will continue doing that. There was a weird interaction on Twitter actually between me and hold on. Trev Games made a post.
Made a very active post, actually.
Yeah, a very active post. Trev Games made a post, and on it, of course, now I'm not gonna be able to find it. Pred gang engagement, aside from season battle passes and Amber uses, what is some things you want? Somebody commented on this, and I can't find it now, of course. Somebody commented on it that they wanted a community corner, and I've been open about this is what I want. Oh, that's what you said. Wendy, you said it on this. You said you want super ultra graphics option for PC. Let me kill my GPU for extra space.
Oh, yeah. Let me kill my GPU
that.
just for extra graphics.
Right.
I said that.
So to have that, you'd have to get rid of the PS4. So that's kind of why I was combining the two. All right. Where somebody said they wanted a community. Anyway, somebody said they want a community corner. I said I want to do this with the Predcast and bring them in. And Kari came to me, oh, how would this work? And I explained to it. And then she came up, she's like, interesting. I'll have to do some thinking. So I'm not saying that we're gonna be community corner, but that's my goal. That's what I want to do. And I love doing the show. So I'm still gonna be playing Predecessor because I still want to be able to talk Predecessor with you guys and have the show. But good, come watch me play college football and we'll go from there. Windu?
I'd say the technicality would be, we'll talk about that off screen. We'll talk about it off screen. But
no, yeah.
What's up, guys? So we're wrapping up here. Again, we typically try to keep these towards an hour. We got a couple extra spicier guests. Yeah, a couple extra spicier guests here. So, and I dragged out a little bit longer than expected. But yeah, as far as me, honestly, I've been so focused on building a business, like employees and stuff like that, that it's just time has gotten away from me. I find myself like at 10:30, 11 o'clock every night. I'm like, I'm gonna crash. I'm tired as hell. But gotta get back to gaming. If you guys love watching these podcasts after the fact, please on YouTube consider subscribing. Leave a comment that you made it this far with a GG. And as far as
real quick, even if you're on Twitch, do us a favor, go to him on YouTube and give a GG, give a like real quick, just to help us with the algorithm. All right. I know I'm not saying watch the whole 2-hour episode, but at least give us a like and give us a GG comment on there to help us push this through the algorithm.
I mean, keep it up in the background while you do your laundry or something.
Yeah, you do that as well.
Yeah. Hey, we've all seen worse content with more views. That's all I'm saying. But
exactly. Help us out.
But yeah,
Pinzo out there. That's crazy.
Nah.
That's crazy.
Damn.
Pinzo, throw some respect on your name, bro. Don't let him say that shit. Throw some respect on my boy Pinzo.
Say anything.
Damn.
Pinzo said, "Show me your video." Goddamn. But yeah, guys. I'll be real with y'all. Like, as far as like words of wisdom to Omeda, I'm just gonna say, don't forget. Some people might not know, but a lot of us have seen similar trends in the past from other companies. Don't forget, we got to study our history to prevent it from repeating itself. That's all I'm gonna say.
Great fucking point.
Right?
History tends to repeat itself.
Got to study it to prevent it. But yeah, guys, again, leave a GG wherever you're watching. If you're watching live, support it on YouTube anyway. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you don't miss it live when we actually host these. Be on the lookout on our Twitter for that. And we'll catch y'all on the next one. Much love, homies. Peace.
Peace.